Hello there, Q. This is Deez coming at you with a Vidar update. So I'm going to kind of start from the beginning. The Vidar is, in my opinion, the most powerful and most game-changing vehicle ship in the entourage that you can have. And so the sooner you can upgrade and tier up the Vidar, the better off you're going to be. The Vidar can fuel all of your mining needs. It can fuel all of your faction reputation needs, and it can fuel all of your faction credit needs as well. And so, if you're not familiar with that, we'll kind of go into that in a little bit. I'm going to go as fast as I can because I know this is old hat for a lot of folks. Once, let's say let's say you just got your Vidar and you want to start grinding what we call Borg probes. Okay. So over here in Alta Metra in the Metra system, the level 25 system, this is where you're going to begin. Now, typically what I would do is I would take my ship and I would camp here and I would set a course and sit in there until I find what it is that I'm looking for on one of these three Metra systems here. And specifically, we're talking about those antique latinum miners. And so the first thing I'm going to do is go and look in this system. And unfortunately, this guy right here is a bug. He's going to show up in every system. But I'll scan around. And what I'm looking at here is all of the ships. And you'll notice that everything in here, all Borg probes, show up as battleships. Okay. And we have some folks in here that are keeping these spawning, keeping the system generating stuff. Okay. And whenever you kill these, we're going to click on the rewards. These are your Borg probes, your nano probes, and that's what you refine with your Vidar and the refinery for all of those items that I mentioned before. Faction credit, faction reputation, mining tokens, etc. And so there's nothing really major going on here in this system, but I'm going to check all of the Metra systems just to see if there's anything that could be exciting, or looking for those Latinum antique miners. And so we don't see any in here. Now, the Latinum Antique Miner will show up as a survey ship amongst all of these battleship probes. And so they stand out, and they're also faster than any of the other ships. And so anytime you join a system and you see people just sitting here idly, not doing anything, usually what these individuals are doing is that they are waiting for all of the probes to disappear. But every time somebody looks at the system or joins the system, they're going to start spawning. And so they'll just sit there and camp and wait until they just occasionally go in and check on that system. Let's say you got your Vidar tiered up just a little bit. You can come over here to the Benes system, or Beans, or whatever, however you want to call it, the Alpha, Beta, Gamma, Delta. And the same thing, like if I'm not sure which of these systems I want to go to because I'm looking for a probe, I'm going to sit in Pasador in here and wait for the opportunity for one of these to sit by. The goal of sitting in one of these systems that feeds into the Borg probe systems is that it's the fastest way to get in there once you discover a Latinum antique miner. So again, I'm going to start with Alpha here. We're just going to look in. And okay, this I thought this was going to be an empty system, but apparently not. And we're looking around, and there's just all there are regular probes. And so we're going to move on. And then the next thing, we'll go to Beta. We'll check out Beta here. And I'm sorry, this may not be very fruitful, but this is kind of how it goes. I do have a video earlier of where I found some in the level 32 system, and I grabbed that antique Latinum miner there. Here's Gamma. And again, Gamma is already populated with folks. And nothing but regular probes. And again, this covers the level 26, 27 range. Don't be dismayed by how big a number the strength is, the 2 million. Your Vidar, of course, does an insane amount of damage. Mine does more because it's been tiered up, but you'll see that percentage there against Borg hostiles. Crew-wise, let's look at the crew real quick. Anytime you're grinding probes, there's arguments, but this is generally who I'm going to pick every single time. I have, let's see, is this 7 of 10? The blue guy. He's very important because his primary captain skill is that when you're fighting the probes, you have a higher percentage chance of shooting twice, okay? And of course, that is multiplied by the synergistic effect from 5 of 10 here, who is giving me 20% extra probe credits as I mine them. And then this gal, which I think is 6, nope, 9 of 10, increases my defense. And then, of course, he increases the health. So more defense and more health there. So I think that's 579, I think is who I have in here. Yeah. 9 of 10, 7 of 10, 5 of 10. Yes. And if you don't have that, you can put 6 of 10 in there as well. Or not 6 of 10. He's for armadas. I think it's 8. 8 also goes well in there. So now that we have, let me recall my Latinum minor here. Now that we have just kind of looked at these particular systems and looked at Borg probes, we've looked at Delta, we've looked at Alpha, we looked at Beta. Let's go check on, sorry, here's Delta. Again, this is an active system with people actively mining in it. I'm going to head over here up further in near Romulan space to the next section, the Roda section. And Roda is going to cover 28 through 30. And what we'll have here is just higher value probes with a lot more rewards. So if you remember that first system I clicked on, it was 159 inert nano probes versus, 517 here. Now, what I will tell you, and what you'll see from the other video that I had earlier, is that I checked the value on every single one of the probes that I want to attack, okay? At these lower levels, it makes less of a difference. But when you start talking about a 20% bonus on several thousand nano probes, then oh look, here's one right here. So here's a nano probe. We got lucky. We're going to send our Vidar over. Hopefully there's enough health left to kill it. It's going to take us a minute. So right now I'm coming from the level 32 system down here. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stops to make before I get to Roda Beta. Which again that's 2 minutes where somebody else can jump in there and grab that hostile and grab that antique token from me. So when I'm talking about when you sit in these outside sectors here, that is why, because you want to be one system over whenever you find one of these. So we'll come back in, we will track him down and keep him highlighted here for another minute and a half. We'll just kind of, maybe we'll fast forward through this part of the video, although I don't think I have video editing software, so I will keep talking. Whenever we're looking at certain systems are more beneficial than others, and you'll find that these tend to remain empty, the non-beneficial ones. And specifically, I'm talking about the level 32 section. Now see, here's 2 gentlemen here from Q, presumably Q gentlemen, that are mining next door, just grinding away, and not aware that there is a Latinum token next door. And I will tell you, unless you have hundreds of these things, these are not things that you generally share, because they're highly, highly coveted. We're still a minute away. It's a long time. Hopefully I don't lose the Latinum miner here. Just like the regular probes, these things will disappear if you're not fast enough. And did I lose it? Uh-oh. Oh no. It looks like it's gone. And thus it is. Trying to find your Latinum antique miners. I will tell you that whenever you do see one in a system, more often than not, they will pop up in the system next door within 5 minutes. Okay, so just keep your eyes open. And I will tell you that if you have concerns about your tokens to get into these systems, those regenerate every 4, 8, or 16 hours or whatever it is. It's more important to have the Latinum antique token than it is to miss it. So a great example there of why you sit in those outer systems waiting for the Latinum antique miners before you go in, because you want to be close and you want to make sure that you are Johnny on the spot when they pop up. Okay? I'm going to go ahead and send him back, and I'm going to cut the video off, and we will look here in just a second. Actually, I'll tell you what. Let me show you here real quick. My Vidar is tier 8. This is a fresh system right here, so you can see that there's nobody in here and there's nothing spawning, so I'm getting the first and freshest look at these. And so our first batch here, nothing. Gonna look at the 32 system here. Same thing, fresh batch. Here come the new spawns. Not seeing anything. That's good. And then the 33, which is usually the most populated system. Nothing going here either. Okay, so for now, we are okay. We're going to send our Vidar back. I'm going to pause the video here and wait for that ship to get back, and then we'll start talking about what to do whenever you refine it and use it.